This video is not about what you are seeing on screen. This is just some old footage that I put together, because the real focus of this video is about what I'm going to say. This is for anyone who is interested in drawing and who wants to improve and get better. It's not just about drawing though, this video could also be of use for anyone who wants to get better at something. Drawing is just the example I'm using because the content I make is usually related to the subject of drawing and being creative. The reason I have created this video is to give some advice on the things I have learnt from my experience with drawing. I create a lot of realistic drawings, which is a style of working among all the others out there. It's not the only way of working, there is a wide variety of different styles and different artists who create their own artwork, but whether you are interested in realistic drawing or not, I hope that the advice I give in this video can be of some use. So let me get a piece of paper and a pencil. I'll do some drawing, and over that I can talk about what you should do to get better at it. So I've decided to put this one first because I think it's essential if you want to learn and improve at a fast rate, and that is to draw every day. It might sound like a bit of a task to make time to draw every day, but it doesn't have to be a full drawing. It could be as simple as creating a small sketch in a sketchbook or doodling on a piece of paper. As long as you put yourself in the process of either studying the subject or an image and drawing it, or even drawing from memory using your imagination. Drawing is about the process, and the more you do it, the more natural and easier it will become. It doesn't have to be a different drawing every day. Instead, you could work on one drawing over time. Carrying out the act of drawing each day will help you improve really fast. Don't worry about not being happy with a drawing or how it looks. The result doesn't matter because it's a process of learning. Just draw and keep drawing, and over time you'll improve. Next up is being patient, which is essential not just in the drawing process but also whilst you are learning. It's not going to happen overnight, so you have to be patient and put in the work to improve. You also have to be patient during the actual drawing process. For instance, if you are working on a big drawing with a lot of detail, it's going to take a long time and you will most likely end up working on it over a few days. I've had drawings that I work on over a few months, taking over 100 hours, so patience is important, and I suppose that almost ties into dedication as well. I think when patience and dedication come together, you can guarantee that the end result will always be better, and that's because when you allow yourself the time to improve and you still dedicate time to practicing your craft, eventually the results will naturally show and you will no doubt improve with whatever it is you are practicing. Alright, so the next one, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's a common phrase to not be afraid of making mistakes, but this goes a long way in learning to draw. As you are learning and improving, you are no doubt going to make a lot of them, and that's perfectly normal. But it's really the perspective you have on making them that matters the most, because some people lose confidence when they make mistakes. Maybe a drawing doesn't look quite as good as they had hoped, and so they decide not to try again. You see these types of situations a lot, and so you need to change the outlook you have on it. You can't practice anything without making mistakes at first. It's the way it works, and the more you practice, the less we make them. And that's because we learn from them. So if you draw something and you aren't happy with the result, see it as a step forward. Look at where you went wrong and why you don't like it. Try and recognise your weaknesses, and then you can work on improving them. Don't feel discouraged, especially when it comes to drawing, because no matter how it looks, it's still a drawing at the end of the day. As long as you are practicing, you are doing the best thing you can. So keep making mistakes and keep trying. So this one is something that will improve your creativity and inspiration. It's to immerse yourself in the subject you are learning, in this case drawing. Looking at other artists and other artwork is always useful. You can learn a lot from seeing how other people work. Having the inspiration to do something is as important as the motivation to actually doing it. We live in a world that is full of people who like to create, and there's so much work already out there. There's so many social platforms like Instagram, for example, where you can get constant updates on other artists' work. Use these to your advantage, study the subject and what already exists. Try and see how other people work. I've heard some people say they lose confidence looking at other people's amazing artwork when you are trying to learn yourself, but you can't look at it in this way. You need to take it into consideration that these people also had to go through a learning process. If other people have done it, then there's no reason to why you can't get to that level. Drawing is a skill that is learned, it's not something that you are magically born with. People conceive it as this talent that only few people naturally have, but that's not the case. An artist has put in hours of work and practice to get the results they want. Talent can only get them so far. It's hard work and dedication that's allowed them to create these amazing things that you see. There is no reason to why you can't do it. Look at artists or things that inspire you and learn from it. It will really benefit you and help you improve. Next up is about finding your own style of working. Creating art and representing yourself is important, but don't be in a rush to find that one thing where you can say this is my work and this is me. A lot of people are under this illusion that you need to have a unique style that people will only recognise as your work, so they will see you as an individual artist that stands out from the rest. But that's not true, because before you are even confident to say that this is my style of working, you should experiment and practice in other areas first. You should have explored different mediums and allowed yourself to try working in new ways, because that might unlock some hidden potential. It's not a necessary thing to find a style. Finding one style and sticking to it is being comfortable, and once you get into that position you might not want to move on and improve in other areas. In the last few years I've been creating realistic drawings. It's a style of drawing, but I wouldn't say it's my own style because I don't have one. I have interests in the subject and I find it more appealing than other styles, but it doesn't have to be the one thing I always have to do from now on. When you start drawing, don't be under any pressure to find your own style, just enjoy the process. Eventually you'll discover things that grab your interest and you can start working in that direction. Over time you'll start to develop your own taste in what appeals to you as an artist and what you like. You'll start to understand the work you enjoy creating and might even find that unique thing that could eventually be recognised as your style. So the next piece of advice I can give is to use everything available, every tool at your disposal to help assist your work and improve your drawing. I'm talking about things like using drawing methods like construction lines and grids. Planning out your drawing before working into it more permanently is always a good idea. Using reference images is another thing that helps and that most artists tend to do. A lot of people use several reference images that they can relate back to, especially when they need that extra bit of assistance and a reminder of what something might appear like. Today we just search up things on Google and we have a library of reference images out there for us to use, so make use of that. And so finally, that pretty much concludes this video and the advice I wanted to give you. If you are looking to get better at drawing, or maybe you are just starting out drawing and are a beginner, these are things that I wish I knew when I had first started. This video was more or less on the subject and mental aspect of improving to draw. We didn't really cover any techniques, so I might do another video looking at some methods surrounding the actual drawing process. But nonetheless, I hope you found these useful. If you did, then feel free to subscribe. I create a lot of drawing related content. In a later video, I'll also finish off this drawing that we have started, so keep an eye out for that. And I'm also looking forward to creating more helpful videos like this. With that being said, thank you for watching.